Now we are recording. Hello, it's Chris Korman. He is lounging.
I am lounging in Hugh Kellenberger's cubicle here. We have
Yes.
covered. What did we cover today? 2 events.
2 events.
Impressive.
12-hour round trip, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of games. I don't even
More than
know
12
how many.
hours. We left at 7.
We left at 7.
It's now 9.
It's now 9. So,
Your math is poor.
well, I was counting our lunch and dinner.
Oh, okay, my bad. Don't tell people about that. Make them think we worked the whole time.
I'm sorry. We stopped for more than a milkshake.
Okay. Adidas Invitational. Thoughts?
It's what you expect if you go to AAU events. There really wasn't a lot of news. Kids played basketball. Coaches watched them. We asked the kids about the coaches that were watching them, but the coaches and the kids weren't allowed to talk to each other because then some sort of hole would open in the court and we would all go straight to hell because that would be terrible.
And the NCAA would be there.
The NCAA would be
legislating us all.
Telling us that it would be terrible if kids had a conversation with somebody that could
with the people
lead their life for 4 years.
True. Awful.
Terrible.
Okay.
Bad situation.
Best player you saw there that IU is recruiting.
Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller had a monster day.
He did, and he went up against Shabazz Muhammad too. He's a top 10
little guard,
guard 4.
He's quick.
He's quick.
He can dunk.
He's really talented. He can dunk.
He showed that.
And any elite team in Indiana kind of struggled as kind of is their norm because they've practiced. I think Mike Fox said once the entire season.
Right.
So, take that for what it's worth. But Cody, 27 points. And it was absolutely huge. Making the outside jumper, was going inside, and was really aggressive.
A lot of big plays. He had, I think they were down. It was down 5.
Right.
2 minutes left, and he got a rebound and went up hard at the rim, and actually ended up drawing an intentional foul. And so shot 2, made 2. Elite got the ball back. I think Plumlee had a putback on that.
Plumlee had a putback, and then they went ahead.
And they pulled ahead.
Right.
That was really it.
Right. Jeremiah drove the lane and fed Marshall Plumlee.
Right.
In the post for the go-ahead.
Yeah, so really sort of key plays. Austin Etherington, not a great game.
No.
Missed a few shots, didn't get going. We've seen with him that he can be a streaky player, at least what we've seen.
He's a streaky player, and I think he's a guy that maybe AAU isn't his best environment. Because we saw the same thing last spring and summer when he was playing on a different team with Jeremiah Davis, Nick Moore, and D. Davis. And those 3 dominated the ball, and you were always kind of like, well, wait, what's Austin doing?
Yeah.
And he was around, and he was doing what he was supposed to do. The ball didn't get to him.
Got some open looks, they missed him. Got a little frustrated, picked up some quick fouls, ended up on the bench. He did get back in the game, though, for sort of the last push, and ended up guarding Shabazz.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Best name in the tournament, by the way, I think.
Yeah.
Hannah Perea might be up there. But he ended up, it was an inbounds, and they ran Shabazz off the screen to try to curl around and actually take the ball and go to the hoop, and Etherington got his hand on it, and that was pretty much it. That was the final gasp. So obviously, coaches trusted him to get back in there. He'd been cold, been on the bench a while, got in, made the defensive play he needed to make. So not a great game all around, but did help his team win.
Yeah.
So other thoughts.
Adair Tharp is a very solid point guard. It was my first time watching him play.
Yeah, Tharp is he's playing for the New England Players.
Right.
He's a guy Indiana's kind of getting in on. He's an 0-11 guy that they're kind of getting in on a little late.
Mm-hmm. He decommitted from Providence, so he really just started over. He has some low Big East mid-major offers. Miami, Wake, Oklahoma, and IU are all in the position of kind of evaluating him this month. This month really means something for him.
Yeah.
But he was a guy that you can see. I don't know. Maybe he never starts. Maybe he starts as a junior or senior, but he was a guy that you could think, okay, he's going to fit in Tom Crean's system.
Yeah, that's what I tweeted, is that you just kind of watch him, and he wasn't looking for his own shot. He wasn't really... his team, which played really good team defense. We saw some really well coached teams today, and for AAU basketball.
Right.
Which, I mean, obviously it's ripped everywhere for
and
being not well coached.
Right, and that's the thing.
That team was playing defense.
Right, that team was playing defense. That's the thing is, we see the AAU basketball where the high major prospects are playing.
Yeah.
And they go to the best programs who do find the good coaches, and because it attracts the best talent.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of terrible AAU basketball.
Right, sure.
It just happens that we don't see it because we're focusing on the IU kids.
Right. And Tharp, in the defense, he was all over the place. He was quick. He was pesty.
Yeah.
He was doing what he needed to do. So I think he's a guy that you see fit a little bit. He had two other players on his team. Alex Murphy, who's a bigger wing, who IU has some, and you can see why. He's a very athletic wing. He hit some threes in the second game we watched.
Right.
Seems like he can do a lot of things.
You could see him being eventually kind of a little bit of a Wofford type, maybe a little bit of Wofford Elston type.
Yeah.
A 3-4 that can kind of go inside and outside. He probably go more. He's more outside now as he gets stronger. Maybe he can go more inside.
Right.
But kind of fits in that kind of...
I don't know how much I use it on him. And Caleb, can't pronounce your last name.
Caleb Big Man.
Trosharsky? Trosharsky?
Yeah, where's Dustin when you need him? He'd handle that name.
No. But he's a guy who's skyrocketed. Apparently has not had much basketball experience.
Yeah.
Another guy from New England players. 7 foot, a little bit beefier than Cody Zeller. Not as gangly.
The comparison was Cole Aldridge.
Yeah, he's a 2012 guy.
He is 12.
So he's a little younger. But he's skyrocketing, just as far as people notice him. He got a late invite to the top 100, the NBA camp.
Right.
And missed the first day, actually. Showed up and now is all over the place. And just had a great game. I mean, it's just a presence in the middle.
IU was in on him. It's hard to tell how much. Tom Crean was at that game.
Right.
Duke which is also in on him, had Coach K and Chris Collins both there. And Kansas actually was rolling 3 deep. Bill Self, Danny Manning, and another assistant were all there.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some competition for that kid.
Kansas has offered. Duke and UNC have not offered yet, but they're watching him.
Right, which is the Duke UNC MO.
Right. Georgetown's offered Arizona. So as a guy, but he told me that he's high on Indiana, would like to come visit, knows Indiana has great history, and wants to see what it's all about. So obviously that's sort of where Crean and his crew are right now. They've got these guys they've been working on. I remember the first event we went to where Tom Crean could look at recruits.
Yeah.
He found Gene Miller, Cody Zeller's high school coach, immediately. Crean he might as well just sprinted at the guy and grabbed him because that's how quick it was. So they've been on Cody Zeller since minute one of their time here. But then they've also got to try to throw in these other guys who, you have a little bit of interest and you're looking at you know what IU's all about. And we can get you on campus and show you Cook Hall and show you the banners.
That's the idea. Sell the tradition. Yeah, you keep on hearing kids you ask them what they like about IU. It's always the idea that they have the tradition and now they want to get back to it.
Right.
So really I think what IU can sell right now, you're not going to sell go to the tournament.
Right.
You're not going to sell go to the Final Four. Not right now.
You're selling bring us back.
You're selling bring us back to the tournament, and you're going to be remembered for that. You're selling playing time. You're selling those kind of things.
So Tom Crean today, he was there with Riley, his son.
Right, yeah. Riley, who's evaluating.
I wanted
Riley's
notes, but he would not give them up. He eventually, as we did, made a trip south of Indy to check out a Spiece team. Quick thoughts on that because we've got about a minute left.
Well, it's a Spiece Indy Heat team that normally has Marcus D when he's not playing in various tournaments that take him away from playing anything in Indiana.
Right.
But really led by AJ Hammonds, the 6'11". He said 7 foot if he picks out his hair. Yeah. Center who's now going to Oak Hill. He said that won't affect his recruitment with IU. It's still an in-state school. It's still close to home, so that's not going to change anything. He does look thinner. He said he's down about 260, 270.
He's definitely thinner or stronger. Yeah. So he's definitely
he doesn't. Some of the baby fat's gone.
Fitting into his body. Yeah.
Right. DeJuan Romero, who I really like. I think I've compared him a lot to Danny Green, who was on UNC's national championship team.
He's just always around the ball. He's just always making something happen.
Right.
He's always impacting the game somehow. He can do it all.
Right.
He really can.
I
don't know what position he plays, but wherever you put him, he's going to do something.
Right, and that's what Danny Green did at UNC. We'll put you somewhere and you'll make plays. He talked a lot. He's a rising junior at Bowman Academy in Gary. He went and played with the under-18 Puerto Rican national team, talked about that experience of playing against bigger guys, older guys, stronger guys, and how that prepared him.
And people can read that in tomorrow's Herald Times or on the Hoosier Scoop.
They can.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Take care.